Alright, ebusian for aha possible TV GH. Any the points way a news update na dey eba some.
Is there a ban on false prophecies?
Abusuafo na chese eye evangelist from a past allegedly ye man no eye Christian Council for e letter command say want to eye asorim kakra kopim say eye ne court nsem no ebebrasi because omo de omani atofo mahu say eye sabi sikagegye no boda so agi e wo kwanbone so ense emfata Agraada amfa osi anyo oyo amache say according to sources no eye Christian Council for wo mo ayeden o makona soro ho no ye video no ebeba ababeto ho ama wonso wetimi ahwebi na IGP ababe kasa yenkoni koti eye IGP emra sie ba ye beka kohwe eye evangelism apart ono so ni video no.
Is there a ban on false prophecies? Because Mr. IGP, is there a ban on false prophecies? Because it's creating a lot of fear, and panic in the system. So I want to know whether there's a law or whatever the police is doing to at least minimize the prophecies from. How do you know it's false? A lot of them are false, especially okay.
Honorable Chair, it's a very difficult question for me. But as a Christian and somebody who also believes in prophecies, and by extension, I'm a prophet in my own right. Because as a son of God, God will always have the opportunity to have engagement with you and tell you things in the future, if only you are ready to listen. But all the issues that we have been putting across as an institution is to prove to everybody that we are not against prophecies. We are talking about communication of such prophecies that will end up creating fear and panic in our society, which is unwarranted. Honorable Chair, it's a simple matter. And it's a very simple matter. And truly is a very simple matter. And what is it? Honorable Chair, before I became IGP, nobody prophesied about me. Now my IGP, everybody is prophesying about me. I have no problem with it because I'm a public figure. But why should it be such that you found something, God have revealed something to you and you want to share with me? You have to make it a showmanship and tell the whole country that I'm about to die, which of course I'm not afraid. Because the only thing I'm afraid of is death. Because if you don't want to die, you shouldn't allow yourself to be dead. So once I have been born, I'm going to die. So as for death, the only thing I can do is probably become a friend of it so that he can treat me with some leniency. But the point is that you go and make such an announcement across the whole world. And I have a wife. I have children. I have a parent who is alive. And I have family members. So every day, when I live in my house, and I always get up around 3 a.m., and today I slept up to 5 a.m., my wife will be thinking that I'm dead. And this is something she is going to live with for the rest of her life. And why is it that God himself decided not to tell us when we are going to die? It means a lot. And even there, if you have prophecies about somebody dying, you even have a way in our typical Ghanaianness environment, put it even in Proverbs, for the person to decipher it. I don't put fear and panic in the person's immediate family, in the person's extended family, in the whole country. And the question is that, Honorable Chair, you are all elected to be members of parliament by our votes. And therefore, you have been empowered by the Constitution and other laws to make certain proclamations, which is acceptable. But those who are prophets, who elected them over my life? Who elected them over my life? To just get out there and make pronouncement about me where I'm not a member of your family, I'm not your church member, and probably the person might not be even believing in God. And how can a family meet and that family is not thinking about its members, but is thinking about outside people who are not related to the family, and be able to get revelation about those people and share it out there to cause fear and panic? And the point, another point, all this matter, we have decided not to talk about it. We are deep-seated Christians that we don't joke with godliness. But we also will not allow anybody to use God to create a mess and confusion, because God is not a God of confusion and God is not a God of disorderliness. So the final point we are making is, Honorable Chair, imagine somebody says that from the beginning of this year, so the time we are in Easter, 90% of markets in Accra are going to be burnt. And it says it's a prophecy. Nobody has appointed you to go and make that communication. Imagine how many people will be going to the market every day thinking that they will don't come back. Imagine they come to say that you travel from Accra to Kumasi and the first half of the year, there will be 1,000 accidents and almost about 1,000 people will die. Imagine what will happen. So the only point we are saying is that we don't know what language God speaks and who interprets it for who. But the point is that if God speaks to you and then you go out there, find as the same God to give you guidance as to how it should be communicated, that will not affect the life of individuals in a manner that will put them in fear, put their immediate family in fear, the extended family in fear, the country in fear. Why is at the same time making sure that when it all settles, you ask yourself, the same God can give direction on the same matter differently. So all what we are saying is this: we are not against prophecies. Go ahead, prophesy, but when God speaks to you, carry it in a manner that will ensure the sanctity of our nation called Ghana. And that is simplicity.
Abusuya yena wase se wadaje editi eye Just Lovers TV kaiboy afi eye ya papa IGP ena Just Lovers TV yede ebetsomo ni nyina ene se ye kwahye no ebisa ne se adenti na anase adenti na wa yeden wasi eye asofo no mu bi eho kwan se wom onhye eye enkom ena wo kire mu tse de wote ye wo yere e wo ma ne ebusua enti se wo beba abonten ababeka se wo ba bewu enene kina a woda kora na chese won sore ya ne hukani eyem ebehhehye no se eye ne kunu ayeden ne kunu efimu paade wontwe emmawo na wodi ayem hyehye e de babeto eye ne yere ene ne ma ene busua so enti wontwe emfa emmawo krakrakrakra. That is the reason a wodi eye den editwa eye asofodie mu oditwa eye enkomhye mu ewo eye Ghana no eno krampo enkosi enye no nkoa se wono no purposely for ono nti ena chese wo yesa na emu no wode nani eto fom ehun se eye Ghana ha se no ekam aye se ene ya mehu se ekina mehu se adonso enkomhye no adonso ama eye asofo no mu bi de chese enkom ne de wo mo hye no day and day in out wo mo hye enkom ne seya e de eye ehu kese e na wo mo de eto eye ewiase afana nyina so enti na chese wo hye sa abo ne se no wo mpese wo behu sa de ni biem e wo Ghana ha se nti wo si ho kan. This is the reason a chese wo de be si eye asofo ehu kwan senkenye sa nka eye 31st night ya nyankopon ededom ye na anu ade a etwemu anka wankasa obeti wasum asem obetu wasum nsem akese ewo eye Ghana ha sei ene we akwakoye se chese boboja agipise won pese wo beye den one person obeti sansem no kura biem nti twa no ma obi ya enhye nkom e wo Ghana ha se wonnim na se wokọ na wokọhye eye enkom te se de IGP aka se menhye nkom na ache eye chokwa fiase na ye de ma eye Agraada ene eye diamond apia sa bere diamond etwali ne de emu kukumu bawe no ene na ache se wo ka hu se wo so wokọ akwakoka eye diamond apia ho ana se Agraada ekọ de na wo so wo de no akọ enye sapa de a na ne enkomhye torofo no Ghana fo no wo mo enye den ebi mu amu nkomhye torofo no wo mo enyai na eye matiwe no enye den etuo nyinara entimi entwa ewo ye man Ghana mu hase na eye ehu akese awomode etutututu eye kan sen eye individuals so anase Ghana force no adoso IGP se wompe ne santi na chese wo twem no wo se wompe se wo behu saa de ne kwa biem se mehu se apotra kwhye ha mehu se we ti hye ha there was a time credits as myself will be shen koma na wo ka se wo hu se eye boot Valentine boot ya ye hye ba ko eda eye IGP apampemu can you imagine. What must say IGP so one person better sanya mani nyina ebusua we ene ensema etwegu ewo abefo ahomatenta no so I just love TV ye de ababeto so mo so weni agi eye adwumadie we ya